You know, on a side note, where's the white girl? Where's the white girl that he adopted?
I got asked about that today earlier.
Where is she? Where is she? They said, oh, the twins are staying with one of Kamara's friends, or Kim Porter, whoever. The son's been in New York and back and forth to LA. Where's the white girl that they was online bragging and proud that they saved her life and everything? Where is the white girl? Hey, where's they? I'm gonna call her the white girl. Shout out to my white people. I'm on house white. Love white people. I'm white. It's white in me. Where's Ava? Everybody, can we do a campaign? Everybody hashtag where's Ava?
Where's Ava? We need to get some shirts made too.
Right, where's Ava? Mask, all that. Booty shorts, we can twerk to it, all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's to be continued.
Well, you gave us some jobs.
Hey, Trisha.
Black Rob. Shout out to Black Rob.
Can you tell me if you can hear me? Tashana, can you hear me? Tashana. I was going to say Friday. Well, it's Thursday here. Can y'all hear me? Can I get a thumbs up if you can hear me? So I guess y'all can hear then. Since y'all are just so. Oh, you got some Aussie fans that you sending me? Go ahead on. Send some of your friends. Okay, thank you, Willow Roll, because the rest of them act like they special. Okay, don't even ask about the hairdo is here. Oh, I didn't mean to have this up. What do I have on? Okay. Okay, thank you, Willow Roll, because the rest of them act like they special. Okay, don't ask about the hairdo. Oh, now you're a little late talking about you can hear me, Sandy or Chris. Hi, new grad. Okay, I need my. So, how's everybody today? What is this over here? What? Okay, it's. Oh hell! I cannot tell what's going on with my hair. Okay, it's okay, Tashana. My hair is looking like how I have been today. It's been a rough day. I'm sorry that I was late, Tashana. You know, my situation with my friend, and I don't know what I can't do this backwards. You ready for the weekend? Well, I'm just ready for all this shit to be over. Hi, Debbie. Hey, Polly. No, you know what? Y'all so special. That's why I have the question: can men and women be friends? Because just because somebody's at my house don't mean he's my man. I do have male friends, and there was no hanky panky. There was no sinning going on here. Now, had he been somebody that I wanted to be with, might have been a different story. But no, he was just actually he was here because he was looking for him a piece of property, and he wanted to go look at some houses. There was no fornication. I do too. Oh, before people ask, I'm drinking my German wine, some spate lace. I don't know. How do people do it so nice on? Here we go. It's Thursday, end of the week. I've had a long 2 weeks. Okay, see now this is the thing. I'm really hating what I have decided to do with this do tonight. This is how I look normally, and I don't normally come on. And I'll be like, y'all be like, where's she at? This is what I'll be looking like during the day. A hot ass mess. Okay, but now, okay, this one damn piece over here. What the hell? You know what? I'm just gonna leave it. It's just gonna stay. Um, the thing is, I have had people tell me that men and women cannot be friends because the man is always going to think of you sexually on some level, or he would have had a fantasy about having sex with you. And I did read some of the comments. Well, I read all the comments. And I think it was Miss Tashana who said that she had a friend, but they dated for a while. Then they were friends. So, like I tell men, if you're my friend, then there's no sex. We're friends. I don't sleep with my female friends. I don't sleep with my male friends. So, whether you have fantasies about having sex with me, that's on you. But we're not going to be having any sex. So, do you think that your male friends have thought of you in a sexual way? And if you're a male, do you think your female friends have thought of you in a sexual way? Come on here. Ah, there you go. Why you won't? I feel like I'm in a freaking maze. Hello, y'all. Okay. Is anybody gonna answer my question, or y'all just moving slow tonight? Now, see, this is where the quandary is going to come in at. Most females will probably say they did not think of their male friends in a sexual way. But I'm going to probably say 90%, unless they are not into females, they could be into men, have probably thought of you in a sexual way and they just never told you. Would that change your relationship if you found out that they had thought of you in a sexual way? Are y'all just thinking slow tonight, or am I moving fast? It seems like y'all are kind of slow with the answers. I need y'all to pep it up. Ooh! And Chris, tell the truth. You and Polly are our what's the word I want to use? You and Polly are our measuring sticks tonight. So, as men, have you thought of your female friends in a sexual way? Okay, fair enough, Chris. Where'd Polly go? And I don't know, Chris, if I like that answer. So you saying the ones you thought were unattractive? I don't know. I don't know. Well, even if you found out when you were like in your 20s, Willow, would it really make a difference if they thought of you in a sexual way, even though you knew that you guys were nothing but friends and they just might have thought that, knowing that y'all would probably never have anything? As soon as I got on here, I started yawning. I was not yawning until I went live. Well, all of my male friends told me that females and males cannot be friends, not like just friends. And they would tell me that they don't want a female as their friend. So I have to wonder, are they just being our friend? So you haven't had just female friends that you never had any relationship with, Polly? Well, it really shouldn't change things. It just means that they found you attractive, and men always fantasize about stuff. You do know that, right? You can have a coworker that you talk to every day and don't think anything of it, but they may be fantasizing about you and you don't know. I should use my computer more often. I don't get the trolls in here. So now, have you ever, men and women, have you ever worked with somebody that you found sexually attractive to you, but you never told them? I had, okay, who is that, Sandy or Chris? Because I've always had more male friends than females. And that's simply, I learned this when I was younger. Guys don't care what you do. I mean, I could get sloppy drunk, fall in the bushes or whatever. They didn't care. The females were going to judge you a whole lot harsher. Hey, Beverly. Why is Willow Roll the only one telling the truth in here tonight? Now, have you guys ever found a married person sexually attractive to you, but you never told them? Of course, because they were married. Hi, Chris. Do you think it's wrong to have those thoughts about married people or friends, or maybe it was like one of your friends' husbands, and you definitely was not going to tell her? But we all have friends who have husbands or wives who are like really good mates, and they're attractive too, and you might be saying to yourself, oh, I wish I had a person like that, or you just found them attractive. Okay, so you've never found a friend of yours in all the years you've been living, girlfriend, wife, or whatever, attractive, and you might have had a thought about that person that you should not have. Thank you, Willow. That's what I'm saying. It is. It doesn't mean you're going to act on it. It's just a natural thing that you find somebody attractive, or there's something about them that you find sexy, or what did I say earlier? I said you never said anything to the person. No, I said that you never said anything to the person. Now, would you have a problem if you found out one of your friends had the same thoughts about the person you're with? That must be Chris saying that. No. What does Sandy say? Okay, I still believe that's Chris typing. What did Sandy say? I think it takes a very secure person in their relationship to find out that a friend of theirs, maybe their cousin, the neighbor. That's what I thought, Sandy. Because people are always going to be attracted to your person. You know what I'm saying? We can't stop that. But if we find out if it's a close friend of ours, you know what I'm saying? I think that we blame our mates for it, even though it's the other person, especially if the other person is a person that is kind of free with their love. Let's say that. It's not always your mate. It can be the other person. We all know those women who are overly flirty with other people's men's, or the men who are overly touchy with other folks' women's. And because people don't always share how they feel, they just may hang out with you like at work. You know how we people joke and be like, "This is my work wife or my work husband." Well, as long as Chris is not the one initiating the flirting, and as long as Chris does not play into her flirting. Really, Chris? You can go on and smack him, Sandy. You want me to put him in the doghouse? I said that because I was like, now watch. Everybody think that this guy is my man. I've always had a lot of male friends. He won't be the only one that might be in the background talking if they happen to be here. Um, Unfortunately for them, no. If I'm not attracted to you and I don't want you, then and I can't stop you from feeling the way that you want to feel, or or the thoughts you have. But yeah. So piggybacking off of that question, do you think we ever really know the people that we're with, no matter how long we're with them? Where is everybody? Because tonight this is a good discussion. Wait a minute, Paulie, how you just left us hanging? On Valentine's Day, I found out. You found out what? Oh, oh, wow. Is this when you left her, Paulie, or you stayed? I think that you can have great communication with a person. I think that you guys can get along well, but I also think that you will never, ever, ever truly know everything about the person you're with. Because, we think we know who we're with, but every day people wake up and find out they have no clue of who they're really with. And that's kind of scary. Mm, you can't predict people's actions. I watch a lot of YouTube because I don't watch regular TV. And that's, yeah, Paulie, I can relate. You When you're with a person, you get to know them, their behaviors, their everyday things. Yeah. But we as people are just unpredictable. I mean, hey, I'm going to do this in a situation, and then when a situation, we do something different. I don't blame you, Polly. I don't blame you. And Sandy and Chris, I'm not talking about you guys. I'm just talking about in general. Wow. How long were you married, Polly? Hi, Brenda. Well, Polly, don't feel bad. I was married 18 years, and my ex messed around all 18 years. He would dispute that and say he didn't, but I'm going to say I'll give him, out of 18, I'll give him 5. But Paulie, one thing I can say, um, it grows you up, it matures you, and you definitely realize what it is you want in a person and what you don't. Oh, I got y'all beat. I got y'all beat. My ex slept with his ex-wife the night before we got married. Bye, Beverly. Good night. And I know most people would say, aren't you mad and bitter about that? But I'm not, because I wouldn't be the woman I am now, and I would not have accomplished the things that I accomplished. And I just think that that was a season in my life for growing up and becoming who I am. So, you know, if when I married him, the person that he presented, I probably would have told you, oh, he's a great, great, great guy. He would never do that. Hmm. Polly, don't you even think about hating Valentine's Day in 2025. Don't let that mess up every Valentine's Day for you. If that's the case, every holiday would be shitty for me because of my ex. You know, people will do what they do. And what I found, when they're doing that kind of stuff, it has absolutely nothing to do with us. It has everything to do with them and where they're at and who they think they are. You got a lot of insecure people who don't know what they want, um, get in relationships they should never be in for whatever their reason was. And until they grow up and get better, they're always going to be like that, not just to us, but to everybody else they're with. Oh my gosh. I wish that now I'd have killed Chris had he brought somebody in the house that I knew about. Now he could have, especially when I would go out of town because I went, I would go out of the country because I was doing ministry. So we might be going on a missions trip and I would be gone. So, hell, if he slept with his damn ex-wife the night before we got married, who knows what he did. And now it's funny, but when we were on our honeymoon, she literally went to our pastor and told her she slept with him. But everybody thought she was lying. Well, come to find out, she wasn't. You know why? Because they don't take the time to get to know who they are. There are some people who never want to be by themselves. They always have to have a person, regardless if it's the right person or not. They just got to have somebody in their life. So I was talking to a person today, and they were like, I've been married twice, and I'm looking for my third wife. And my question to them was, what is it that you're doing wrong? Because two different women, the only common denominator is you. So it has to be something with you. Yeah, my ex's ex came to our house 11 o'clock at night. And they had two boys together. So she's bamming on the front door. And my thing is, if you're at our house at 11 o'clock at night, where are the babies? Where are the boys? You left them at home to come over to cuss us out? That was crazy. I called the cops on her. I sure did. I called a popo on her. And I owned the house to Shauna. But you know what? Life is crazy because when the three of us was going through all this foolishness, you would not think that now, what, almost 30 years later, well, let's see, 18, 25 years later, me and her are friends. You never could have told me that me and her would become friends, but we did. Well, Paula, y'all were just very young, and you guys didn't have time to really grow up and get to experience life. So everything happened when you guys were so young. So, that's difficult. I couldn't even imagine being married and having a baby between the ages of 17 and 27 because I was off the chain. I have a girlfriend that I've been knowing her since we were like in the third grade, and she married her high school sweetheart, and she has never been with any other man in her whole life. And she get mad at me because I'll be like, don't you ever wonder what somebody else is like? How do you know he's good? I was like, you ain't never thought about Denzel Washington or somebody like that? And she'll be like, no, Deborah. My glasses look crooked. I love my husband and blah, 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 blah. I guess I'm a little weird because I don't think that I probably would have wanted to marry my high school sweetheart and never experienced being with anybody else. I know that's just not orthodox. You sound like me, Tashana. I was always a wild child. I was always the wild child. And I know I would not have been a good wife had I got married between the ages of 17 and 27. I probably had an affair on my husband. I probably would have. Not because I may not have been happy with them, just because my thing was I wanted to experience life because I went from being in my parents' home to now being married in the home with my husband and had no time to, be with myself. What do I see the link? Oh, it's over here. Okay. And I know some people make it work like my friend. They've been married now. Oh gosh. Let's see. Where's my phone? Let's see. Uh-oh. They have been married now 44 years. Yeah, Brenda, that's a good thing because I kept mine. And you know what? It does hurt. I ain't gonna tell nobody it don't hurt because when somebody deceives you and cheats on you, it breaks the trust in the relationship. And it's hard getting back over. I stayed because I was in the church. I was trying to be the Christian wife. I had a pastor that would always say to me, "Well, Deborah, you always leave stuff and you don't give a person an opportunity. You didn't marry the man, you married the God man, and you should stay there and try to work it out." I listened to somebody else tell me that for a lot of years, and I was a very unhappy woman, very to the point that it was physically making me sick to be with him. Um, and finally, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I just can't. And the thing is, when you let a person get away with bullshit for so long, they don't even believe you when you say you're tired. So when I said, I really want a divorce, I don't want to be in this marriage no more, he did not think that I was going to actually get a divorce. And he literally got mad at me because I wanted one. And we do that. We stay because we're used to it. It's comfortable. We know the person. You know, we just have so many reasons why we stay in relationships that really should have ended many years or months before they did. And, I had to look at myself and say, what is the deficit in me that I felt it was okay to be with a man that would treat me that way? Because to be honest, he was the worst man I had ever been with. And I was thinking, so I gave my life to Christ and went to the church, and I got the worst man I could possibly get in life. You can't. And the thing is, like I told my ex, because we talk, like now, I don't hate him. I got past my anger and bitterness and all that good stuff. But like I told him, it had gotten to the point that if he would be an hour late, I would start having anxiety because of the stuff that he would do. Because my ex, let me tell you something. My ex might go to work on Tuesday, and you may not see him again for 2 weeks. So it wasn't just the messing around. It was going on the lamb. I mean, it would be stuff like, because we were in the church very heavily, and we had a lot of responsibilities in the church. And like one New Year's, because we always have what do they call it, watch night service. And every New Year's Eve, the men would cook breakfast for the women. So, like for bacon and stuff, we would cook it ahead of time and then heat it up. And so it was his responsibility. But he left the day before New Year's Eve and didn't show back up till spring. You know, shit, we stayed in two different rooms for the longest. We pretty much could be roommates. It just got to the point that I didn't even want to come home because he was going to be there. So I was just like, this is ridiculous. I'm unhappy. You're unhappy. And then when we had to go to functions, oh, we just act like the perfect couple. Oh, other people just thought that we had such a great relationship and all this stuff. No, we did not. And it's funny because his first wife was his age. I'm the second wife. I was older. Now he's with a third wife and she's younger. And she thought that he was messing around with me. Just like I told him, I know your MO, buddy. You messing around, but it's definitely not with me. And that's what she get, because I don't understand how, if you mess with a married person and they actually leave their significant, their, whatever, their spouse, and they get with you, why do you think they have changed and they won't treat you the same way? I mean, the odds are, if you mess with a cheater and they leave whoever they're with and they're with you, the odds are good that they're going to cheat on you because they haven't learned their lesson or even have thought about the fact that they were wrong about how they treated the last person. And so now that she is with him and he's doing the same crap to her that he did to wife one and wife two, I don't know why she think it's me. I told him that, let me tell you, tell your wife, if we were the only two people left on this earth, she would still never have to worry about me getting back with you at all. I have no desire to be with you on any type of level other than we can talk occasionally because of the children. You're not my friend anymore because you can't be trusted, and I definitely don't want you to be my lover no more. I stopped that crap when we was married. I used to tell people, I was like, when I got divorced, I was like, I hadn't had sex in like 3 years. And they were like, 3 years, but you were married. I was like, he had sex, but I wasn't having sex. Thank you, Brenda. And that is absolutely true. But we as women will give up our happiness to make something work. We'll do it because we want that family unit. We'll do it so that our children can have a dad. We'll do it because, especially here in the South, it's better to have a half of a man than no man, which I thought was so stupid. You know, and now it's funny because I look at men and women and nobody wants a commitment. And that's from the young to the old. Nobody wants a real commitment and really sticking in a relationship and trying to make it work. You're going to have issues in any relationship you have because it's two different people trying to mesh together. But you have to learn. I mean, if you really love the person you're with, then you're willing to work through the hard stuff. But most people don't want to work through the hard stuff no more. Oh yeah, the grass is never greener on the other side. You can just look over the fence and you see the green grass, but the issue looking over the fence is you can't see the pitfalls. You can't see the holes in the yard because you on your side of the fence looking over there. It is, and it's whether it's a marriage, a girlfriend, boyfriend, 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 girlfriend, girlfriend, friendship, relationship with your children, relationship with your parents. Relationships overall are difficult because you're taking two totally different people and trying to mesh them together, and they could be twins, and it's still going to be issues because they're still not the same person. They just look alike. Oh, Polly, you too young to be saying that. And Brenda, I can feel you. I believe in the institution of marriage. I think marriage is an awesome thing. Will I get married again? Mm, I don't know. I don't know. I kind of I like my life the way it is. Sometimes I wish I had a significant other, but only that person that can really respect me and let me be me and not try to, I have a strong personality and you guys know that. I always meet these guys that want to like conquer me or squash me and make me feel like I can't be all that I can be, but I can respect you for who you are. I just really wish I could meet that guy that's like, you know what? I love every crazy thing about you. You can just be you and okay. But Polly, I'm not going to give up on the fact that I like love. I mean, my sister says that I'm just a hopeless romantic. I just believe in the good in people and all that. I just believe in love. I like being in love. I like the romance part of it. I like the, as we used to say, courting. I mean, I like all that. Polly, I'm older than you. How are you an old fart? And health issues have nothing to do with it. You know, and not everybody wants somebody else in their life. I think that if you're at a place in your life where you've made that decision not because of what happened in your past or other relationships, you've made that decision that for you that's where you're at right now, that's one thing. But to base it off previous relationships, that's something else. Me being where I'm at now has nothing to do with my marriage or anything. I like having my independence because Deborah don't want to be that woman that is cooking and cleaning all day. I don't necessarily always want to cater to your needs. I mean, really, I just like doing what I want to do when I want to do it. And I don't meet many men who can get along with how I want to do stuff. I mean, it's okay for them to do what they want to do, but it's not always okay for me to do what I want to do. Well, Tashana, we love you and Charlie together too. Now tell Charlie I just need him to find his uncle, older brother, older friend that he can hook me up with. Okay, that's like him. Brenda, I think it's good for us to have some of that male testosterone. I know I'm saying that. I always pronounce that word wrong. In our lives, I think it's good to have. I have male friends because it's good to have male companionship. I just don't necessarily want a man trying to dictate who I should be. I know how you feel, Tashana. I've gotten over being really, really spoiled. I used to be horrible. I was spoiled rotten. But I like the fact that I've always been independent. I've always been able to take care of myself. That's why I feel like I can make these decisions for myself. I don't have a problem sharing my life with somebody else. What I have a problem with is meeting people at my age who have not worked through their issues and it still, causes friction with anybody that they're with. I think that men and women need each other, whether they understand it or believe it or not. I really believe that we need each other. I just think that our society has so many stupid rules that they made up, and that's because men made the rules for society. And they, I don't know why. And maybe Paulie and Chris can maybe explain, even if you don't think like this, maybe why are men afraid of women who can be in seats of power, or who are strong enough that they can really take care of themselves. They may not need you financially, but they still need you. And you may not be, Chris, but maybe you have friends who are. Because, just like, not getting over into the politics, but just because of the election we just had, the biggest thing was men did not want our country to be run by a woman. Even though women run households every day with lots of people. You got women who got 6 kids and a husband, and they're managing the household, making sure everybody's eating, everybody got clothes, the house is clean, and she's working. She's running all of this. You got women who, may be running 3 or 4 McDonald's with a whole bunch of staff. I mean, when you look at it, you have women in a lot of places of power, but we're still not trusted. And you take any man, at some point in his life, there was a woman behind him supporting and pushing him to where he goes. Whether it's a Elon Musk or a Donald Trump or a Obama or the guy next door. If they're successful, their success came from having a strong woman in their life that was their support system. And it could have been their mama or their aunt or whoever. Women, Charlie. Hold up, Charlie, Charlie, Charlie. But see, a lot of countries have had women in charge. I don't understand how America is the one that has an issue. Charlie, um, if I'm not mistaken in that story, before Eve even came along, God took Adam around the garden and showed him everything and told him the rules, right? Because Adam was the head. He was the head even before Eve came along. He had dominion over the animals, the trees, everything. So God said, hey, you got dominion over all this except for that one tree you can't bother. So when God decided to give him a woman, because Adam didn't ask for a woman, I'm going to say that. He did not say he wanted a woman. God said he needed one because he had paired everybody else up. It would have made sense for Adam to let Eve know that you can't eat off the tree. Maybe he did. I don't know. We don't know that part of the story. But even if Eve was deceived or she was just trying to be rebellious, when she brought the apple, he didn't have to eat, or whatever fruit it was. We don't even know if it was an apple. Whenever she brought the fruit off the tree, Adam should have said to her, Eve, God said that we are not to eat from that tree. So I cannot partake in this with you. When we cooked the food, well, that was raw food, Charlie. But it was up to the man. If Adam had stood in his role as man, then he would have got Eve straight right then and told her, "No, you can eat if you want, but I'm not gonna eat none." And I wonder how would things have been different had Eve been the only one cast out, and God would have had to create him another woman. I don't know because Sandy and Chris, you would be surprised, but there was a lot. Even my son, which really shocked me, there was a lot of young men who did not want a female president. Which, I mean, we have this whole thing going on in the United States where y'all heard about red pill, blue pill, and all that. We have a lot of young men who really have issues with women and where we're at now. Um, Especially in African American community, there's this whole thing about women being above men, and it's not necessarily being above men. It's just that there are more women who go to college and become educated. So because they're doing that, that means that they're going to get a better job, paying more money. You still have men, and these are young men, who still have an issue with the fact that their girlfriend or their wife or whoever is making more money than them. It is a real big issue. And it was funny because in my marriage, I always made more money than my ex. And even though he didn't have an issue with it, other men had an issue with it. They would try to tell him, he should have an issue with it. It's just that, and let me say this, and I tell men this all the time, especially, I can say this from my culture. Women did not start out wanting to be head of households. Um, because of how things have transpired over the years, where either men were going to jail, men were, making babies and not staying in the homes. When you get with a woman and you make 3 or 4 kids for her, and either you never marry her and you just move on, or you married her and you left her, she still had to take care of those kids. So you take a 24, 25-year-old young woman who has 2 or 3 kids, her income is not going to cover a place for her to stay, the children, clothes, food, all that. And maybe the man is sending you money, but the odds are he's not. He's taken him and his resources and moved on to somebody else. So women had to do something to be able to take care of their family. So they started either working 2 jobs, going to school, trying to better themselves so they could take care of their households. Well, in the process of that, it elevated them. I've got a bachelor's, now I got a master's, I can move up in the company, or if I'm not in a good job, I can now get a good job, I can take care of my children, we can have a home, all this stuff like that. Well, when that started happening, our men did not elevate themselves at the same rate as we did. We did it out of necessity, and they chose not to. So now you have a group of women who are, in one way, above the men that they have been with education and finances. Now this same man is mad at her because she no longer wants to be with a guy like him. She wants a man that's elevated too. So that's where you get all this foolishness where Women should be at home. Women shouldn't do this. Women, blah, 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 blah. And my thing is, if men walked in the role that they should have walked in, then maybe some of this would not have happened. And I would venture to say that I have yet to meet a woman that if she has a good man who's doing what he's supposed to do, she has no problem with being his partner and doing what she needs to do. It really is, but I'm telling you, it is like a strong movement here in the United States, which really, really shocked me. I am just so surprised how the young people have got this mindset when we have been fighting against this for so many years. And see, then you got the flip side. I'm glad you brought that up. Now you got women in their early 20s and all this who now don't want to work, but they want a man who makes six figures or more to take care of them. So now those men are saying, well, what you bringing to the table? I'm with them. What are you bringing to the table? But I'm saying the same thing for a woman that's making six or seven figures. If you're trying to give it a man, what is he bringing to the table? Because at this day and age, everybody should be bringing something to the table other than just you. But I have heard a lot of young women at this juncture want men to take care of them. They want the rich guy or the guy that has it. So that's why you got a lot of young girls who would mess with older men because they're more established. And you have a lot of young men trying to mess with older women because I'm telling you, I have more 30, 40 something year olds to be trying to talk to me. And I'm like, my son is turning 31 next Friday. What do I look like being with a 45-year-old? Well, they totally think different now because back in my day, if you got pregnant, the guy was going to marry you. The guy was going to take care of you and the kids. That's just how we were raised. Now, you could have 75 children from this fella, and he still ain't going to take care of you and the kids if that's the type of person he is. Um, my son, he has three children, but he's a single parent of the youngest one because the mama pretty much gave him the baby. So, I'm very proud that he's walking in that role with me undergirding him. But yeah, I never, in my mind, I can't even imagine giving my baby to his daddy. I barely wanted him to be able to change the diapers and feed him because I didn't think he could do it as good as me. So to give him the baby, oh, heck no. That was out the question. But nowadays, women, shoot, they pack up and leave the man and the children, I think, almost as much as the men leave the women. Oh, yeah, y'all go ahead and shower. I know y'all on the road, so when it's time to shower, you got to shower. I think it's just the way, society is. And I think social media has a lot to do with it. I mean, social media has allowed us so much. Like today, I went to go get me a storage unit because there's just no way I can fit all the stuff I got into a 2-bedroom apartment, which I'm still trying to find because I tell you what, this is just crazy. I've just been in the country too long. I've been down here for 8 years. First of all, they want too much for rent. It should be a mortgage for what they want. And then they be lying to you because they have all these really great pictures posted on the website. And my thing is, I'm not signing anything or giving you any money till I see it in person. And nowadays, they want you to fill out the application and send the application fee without you seeing the place. And so I've been very disappointed in the places I've gone. So everybody leaving me and I'm talking to myself. Who's still here? Polly, Brenda, are y'all still here? Because we have a very small group tonight. Where is Martina? Where is all our people? Okay, so I'll talk to you, Brenda. So anyway, I went to go get storage, and me and the lady were talking because we were in about the same age, and we were just laughing at how things have changed. Like she was like, "Well, can we get an emergency number if we can't get in contact with you?" And I'm thinking this is storage, but okay. So I gave them my sister's number, but I had to look in my phone. The only person's number I know by heart is my own number. Oh my gosh, Polly, let me tell you something. Between Facebook Marketplace, Zillow, Trulia, Renter.com, Homes.com. I mean, there are so many websites I've gone to. And in this week was when I really started going out. No, I started last week looking at them because they will show you one picture. I don't know when they take these pictures. It must be when the home was first built because the home will be beautiful and the yard manicured and all that. And you get over there and it looked like, what? Is this the same house? I went to a couple yesterday. I wouldn't dare live in those neighborhoods. I went to one today. It was very small, which, I know I'm downsizing because I'm trying to save money so I can put my double wide on the property by spring. But it was just something about the house. It was small. It wasn't eerie. And I was thinking I would be very sad and depressed in this home, not because it's small, just because everything was so cramped and there was nothing in there. And then I'm looking around at how well they keep up, like, if the wood around the windows is messed up or if there's no screen door or, I'm just looking at how the property itself has been kept up. And I've been very disappointed. I think I went to one where there's a young couple that wants me to take over their lease. And so I was trying to make sure that's the place I want to stay because I'm telling you, just to fill out an application, for the ones I looked at, one was $40 for an application, one was $55, and two were $75. I'm not going to pay these people all this money to fill out an app. I'm not paying nobody any money until I find a place I want to fill out an application for. And see, they keep wanting you to fill out like I said, the application so you can pay the application fee. And this one guy was like, well, we'll give you the money back if you don't like it. Well, why should I fill out a whole application and give you money if I've never seen the place? That's crazy to me. I'm not doing it. I'll go look at it without you. I can look through the windows. Why do you say your life, okay, why is your life so complicated, Brenda? You like you wish your life was less complicated. That's what I'm saying. I'm not putting out all that money. Can you imagine that would have been 150, 90? I would have put out over $200 just for those four places. So what's so complicated? It's not like that. Unless you find an owner who's trying to rent, you can do that. That's why I usually try to find owners who are renting their properties because they will work with you with deposits and things like that. And I've always done stuff like if I walk in there and I see that the walls need to be painted or the floors need to be stained or something like that, I make deals with them. I'm like, okay, don't charge me the deposit and I'll paint the walls. You know, um, just say if you see something that's out of place that need to be done, swap that. See if they are willing to swap that for the deposit. And then you got some who will let you break the deposit up. When you're working with a leasing company or something like that, they don't usually want to do that. So you own several properties, Brenda. Is it because you don't have enough tenants or you just got crappy tenants? Well, do you have children you want to pass the property down to? Or you can always sell it. I mean, right now is a good market to sell something. Yeah, oh, Polly. Not only do you have to have good credit, but they don't look at the numbers anymore. They look at your debt ratio, and then you got to make three times as much as the rent, which is crazy. So the basic rent here is $1,300. That's pretty much the basic, and it goes up. Anything below that, you're going to be living in the hood. So, how many people make three times more than $1,300? I mean, I actually do. I'm pretty good with. I can go up to about 1,600, and it's still covered. Maybe, probably seven. I don't want to pay 17 or 18. And so I told my stepmom tonight, I was like, tell daddy I'm gonna have to go to his credit union and get a loan. My dad be letting people borrow money. Tell him I might have to borrow some money from him because the thing is, I would like to be out of here by Thanksgiving. But that means that I would have to be prorated for the new place, plus pay full month's rent for the new place. And where I'm at here, of course, the landlords here are going to be looking at me paying for the month of December because my lease is up in January. So that's a lot. It's like about at the very least, $3,000 for me to move out of here. Plus, I still got to pay rent here and all my other bills. So I'm just like, okay, daddy, I need a little loan. Just a small loan, not a big one, just a small one. Because I had a lot of my excess money I've been using to pay my bills down because I'm trying to move, the double wide on my property. That's almost about in the same market we are, just a little bit higher, Brenda. But I fully understand because when I had the apartment building, that was one reason why I don't have it because either I would have part of the tenants who were great paying, and then you always gonna have two or three that are not gonna pay on time, that always gonna lie to you, and they're always behind in their rent, and it's always an issue. And then you got the ones who will move out in the middle of the night, and you don't know until another renter tells you. Oh my gosh, y'all are like California, Sandy and Chris. And then people just do not treat your property the same way. I have never lived in somebody else's property and not treated it like mine. I've always upgraded. I will redo the place and make it look nice so that when I leave, I always clean the place. When I leave a place, you can literally have somebody move in right behind me. And so it just got to be so stressful. And my ex would not help really at all. And so then to cut costs, I'm trying to take care, when somebody moves out, we're doing we got to patch holes, we're doing the painting, clean the carpet, stripping the floor off. It was just a lot. We can still get houses here. You can still get a decent house here for about 250, 300. For what you're talking about, you getting a really nice house here in a really nice neighborhood. You talking about a mansion at 830. But, that's why I was going with the double wide, because the same thing I can get in a house, I can get for half the cost in a double wide. And I was looking at, tonight when I was looking, the house that I used to own, I bought it for 142,000 in 2003. They're now trying to sell that house for 288,000. I don't know what's wrong with young people, because after I didn't have the house and the apartment building and all that, I was just like, I don't want to do rentals anymore. I just didn't. So I decided in 2019, I was like, okay, I'll buy a condo, because I was like, that will be my emergency home. If something happens and I need a place to stay, it's totally paid for. That'll be my emergency home. And then I bought the land. I have been trying to get my son to buy into the fact that he's living in the condo, that you need to keep this up and you need to learn how everything is done, such as paying taxes, finding the right people to take care, come in, because I have been trying to find somebody to redo the bathroom. I think I've been talking about this almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years this spring. And it's just a pain. I'm just trying to get him to understand being a landlord, a property owner, and all that. Because my thing is, I'm leaving this to you. You're my only child. So whatever I have accumulated, it goes to you. So I want you to learn how to take care of it so you don't lose it once I'm gone. Yeah, you can still get price. And you know what? Part of that, Brenda, too, was that a lot of people lost their homes during that time. That's when we had that housing issue, housing crisis, and Obama put all them laws in place so people couldn't lose their house. I tried vaping. I didn't like it. It didn't give me the same punch. But actually, being being a property owner is a good thing. Owning land and property is a great investment, because it's like having money in the bank. You can always sell it. You can always use the equity out of it. It is a good thing. Now, with it comes, the good side and the bad side to everything. If you're renting, it's the tenants. Even with the condo, I had to put people out. Oh my gosh, it was just a hot mess. I hate having to evict people, but I will. I will put you out. When you start costing me money, I will put your ass out. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. I think I'm a very nice landlord. Like I told my son, I was like, let me tell you something. Your roommate was about to get an eviction letter this week, which I don't even understand why he does what he does, because they split the rent and you only have to pay me $500. I'm giving him such a great deal. But because he's always late, he's paying me like $800 a month, which is okay. That's an extra $300 for me, but I hate that you have to pay that. You need to learn how to be more responsible and pay your bills at the beginning of the month, at least your rent. Oh my gosh. Is that $35 a pack? Oh no, Brenda. Money is not everything, and I would say that every day, all day. Oh, see, I would have to quit. I said that when they went to five. I bought 2 packs today and it was $20. So that literally would have been not even 1 pack if I had to pay what y'all pay. Wow. Yeah, I have to quit. I did quit for 15 years. And when I went through my divorce, I picked it back up. Well, like I told my son, even if he doesn't want it, I want my grandchildren to at least have the opportunity to see whether they want it or not. Well, I'm going to say, I'm sure that was Chris that said that. Um, I can live, as the Bible would say, I've learned how to live abound in a base, but I'm not going to lie. I like it much better when I'm living a life that I can afford. I mean, even now, even with me having to move, if I don't get the loan from my dad, it'll be tight for the month of December, but everything will be okay in January. It's just that I like living when I have money. I like when I can go in the store and buy whatever I want and not have to worry about the price. I like that I can pay all my bills and not have to worry about it. Pay my bills and forget that I even paid them. Of course. Does it bring happiness on a certain level? You're happy because everything is taken care of. Does it bring internal happiness? I think of happiness on different levels. You know what I'm saying? It gives you peace of mind when it comes to the finances, but it may not give you peace of mind when it comes to you and your issues and you dealing with yourself eternally. Money can't take care of that. It can take care of, the outside things, paying your bills, having a roof over your head. You know, there's always going to be issues. When it gets complicated is when you got the internal issues going on and you have the external issues going on, and they're compounding on top of each other. And that's where most people are. They haven't dealt with the internal, and they got a lot of external. Most people live above their means because we like being consumers. We do. We like stuff. We like stuff. And the older I get, the less I realize that I even need or even want. Because none of this stuff can go with me when I leave here. There's not going to be, if I decide not to be cremated, and even if I am cremated, what I'm going to have them do? Cremate the car, the house, and all that to put in the same vase with me? That's crazy. So you have to decide what makes you happy. Like today, I was talking to somebody and I was talking about the places I was looking at, and they said to me, well, it's just you, right? Why do you need a 3 bedroom? And you know what? I had to think about that. I don't need a 3 bedroom. I just like having the ability to have that much room. But if I'm really trying to save to get my own piece on with my own house on my own land, then if I'm serious about it, I will downsize to a 1 bedroom or a 2 bedroom because that's more economical and I can save more money, right? Because my issue is not my credit, it's my debt to ratio issue. So if I need to pay off 2 credit cards, if I downsize to a 1 bedroom, that extra money goes to paying those bills, paying those cards off, right? But in my mind, because I'm in a 3 bedroom now and I like the room, even though I don't even use all the room, like on this end of the house, I'm in my office. I'm always using this room because I'm working. But like when I do the other lives, when I'm sitting in the green chair, that's the family room. I actually go in there and do the lives because I never sit in there. I sometimes would go and just sit on the couch and watch TV or fall asleep on the couch because I never use the room. The extra bedroom, it's now become a storage. I got exercise equipment in there. The bed is made up. Nobody's sleeping in the bed. I got clothes. I got all kind of crap up in there. I really live in my bedroom, the kitchen, and the office. All right, I need to take a quick bathroom break, y'all. Uh-oh. Okay. What did I miss? Uh, yep, got everything, got very little. Polly, I don't know if I could downsize as far as you went with. I mean, because you really got rid of everything. I am trying to live more like a minimalist. Um, I didn't even know that there was a word for the opposite of that. People who have a lot of stuff like knickknacks and pictures and stuff like I got. I have a garage full of stuff that could literally decorate probably about 4 or 5 other bedrooms or rooms in somebody else's house. I have given away so much stuff over the years, and then I go and rebuy stuff. So this time around, even though I bought a storage, because there's no way I have more stuff here that can fit in any place that I've looked at. So if I'm downsizing, I can't fit everything in, but I'm not going to take everything with me. So this is where the issue comes up. What do I keep and what do I give away or try to sell? You see, you sound like my son. He says I'm a hoarder because I was like, well, hey, I can put stuff over in the condo. And he was like, no, mom, you're not bringing all your stuff over here. So what I have decided is, you guys can see the leather couch and stuff behind me when I'm sitting in the green chair. I'm going to take the love seat and the couch and put it in the condo because we had the bed bug issue over there. So I'm going to take that furniture to replace what we took out. My son's trying to come get it this weekend because I told him I need you to come get it before Thanksgiving. And he needs a box spring for his mattress. So I'm just like, just take the whole bed out of the extra room. Just take that, and then I don't have to worry about the family room. Hi, Nikki, or the extra bedroom. Maybe I can get him to take the dresser and the chest out of there too. So that when I move, all I have to worry about is my office and my bedroom and the dining room. You know what? I thought about that, and I have done that before. The issue is my son probably will not come over here and help me. So now I'm going to be trying to do a yard sale with just me, with people walking around. You can't keep up with them. A yard sale is not as easy as people think. So the stuff that I really want to sell, I think I'm going to put on Facebook Marketplace because I've done that before. Like the green chairs, I had other chairs, I sold them, and then I bought the green chairs. And then some stuff I'm just going to take to our friend's favorite place, Goodwill, and I'm just going to give it to Goodwill. And I'm going to put in, I'm part of the neighborhood app down here that I have stuff, and if people want it, they can just come get it. I'm not paying him to do something that he should be doing for his mother because I'm his mama. No, I'm not doing that. No. Now that would be something. Because a lot of times I just would rather give it to somebody who needs it. So I'm going to see if anybody needs any of it on Facebook Marketplace. Like I tried to give away my washer and dryer and nobody even came to get it. And I'm thinking, I know there's somebody out there that needs a washer and a dryer. So I'm going to try it one more time. So my goal is that when I get into my next place, you all will see that I'm living a more minimalist life. I want a more sleek, clean looking, not so much knickknacks and stuff, because it takes up a lot of time to clean up coffee tables and end tables with crap on top of it. And if I didn't have all that stuff, it would be a very easy move. I have been packing since the beginning of this summer, and I still got so much shit, it's ridiculous. So I'm sick of it. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Brenda, because if they were smart, they would want to get with you about the property. Yeah, just put it on the curb. I've done that before. Matter of fact, I had so much stuff on the curb that people were literally like, "Are you really giving this away?" I had dishes. I had so much stuff. It was just ridiculous because the house that I moved from was like 2,700 square feet or something. And I just had so much stuff that it was just unreal. So, yeah. So, I'm finally trying to do that where I don't spend so much money on stuff I don't need. I mean, half the stuff in here I don't even use. And I don't even know. I know I've bought stuff over because I don't even know where things are. I've now gotten to that point that I'm putting something in a safe place and then I don't remember what a safe place is. All right, so it is almost, what, 10 o'clock? And somebody wanted to know, I think it was Tashana, wanted to know about my little friend that came to visit. Praise the Lord. So far, I have not seen it, so I don't know if it's stuck on the sticky pad in the bathroom. I'm gonna have my neighbor come over tomorrow, and we're gonna open up the door and see. Um, or either because Parker is here, is I ain't seen it, so um, I am very happy with that because last night was probably the first night that I got as much sleep as I did. Yeah, I thought of that too, Brenda. You know what, Polly? I'm about through with you. I really am. Don't make me make a trip to upper part of New York just so I can kick your butt. And that's another reason why I am ready to go. Ready to go. So yeah. Um, I would really like to be, if things work out and I go ahead and take the place that I seen, they'll be out by Thanksgiving, and that's what I will do. I was going to go to Atlanta and have Thanksgiving with family down there, but it looks like I will be moving because I went. Oh, that's what I was saying. I went and got my storage today, so these boxes that I got packed up that I'm not going to be taking with me, I'm renting a U-Haul truck this weekend and putting those in there and taking them over to the storage unit. So my goal is to have the majority of this stuff out, so it just won't be a crazy move. Because I thought about hiring movers, but that is not cheap. It was 58 degrees the other day. Let's see, how cold is it now? Today was a horrible day. I hate days like today. It was gloomy. It rained all day. It is 53 degrees right now. It's supposed to get down to 46 all weekend. Matter of fact, it's going to be 66 tomorrow, 67 Saturday, and 68 Sunday. But at least it's sunshiny. Today it rained from the time I woke up till probably right before I started this live. And it's not, it's bad when it's cold, but bad when it's cold and rainy. Matter of fact, I was going to take Parker out, and he was standing in the door like, I'm not going out there. And he hates to wear his little winter clothes, but I'm like, sir, when you go outside, he be sitting there shaking her. I was like, that's why I put the clothes on you. But yeah, I guess we're rolling over into winter, which we're late. But you never know. Next week we can have 80-degree weather. So yeah, I'm glad tomorrow will be sunshiny because it's just depressing. Like I was watching Nomadic Introvert when she was in Alaska, and I was like, I could probably do the months where it's always daytime, but she was talking about in Norway. I think they hi Lovecraft. I think she was saying they have like 6 months of darkness, like whatever it was. When she's in Norway, it's like dark by what noontime or something. I don't think I could do that with my depression. I don't know if I could do all that rain and darkness and all that. Mm-mm. Yeah, I'm not putting stuff in storage that I don't need or don't want. The only thing I'm putting in storage is stuff that I definitely know I want to take with me next year when I get on my property, when I get my home. I'm not putting anything in storage that, because I used to would do that. Just pack up everything and take everything with me. We're not doing that this trip. It's going to be the stuff that I'm taking with me to the new apartment. The stuff in storage will be the stuff I'm going to pick up and take with me to the house when I put it on my property. And then everything else is getting rid of. If my son don't want it, then I think pretty much all he wants is the bed and the furniture. He told me he was not going to stuff his apartment with all my stuff. I'm like, okay. Woo, y'all. All right, I'm getting ready to get off here because y'all know I get up at 4 o'clock to start working. I'm surprised I'm still up. But I wanted to come on because I missed you guys. And, I've been consumed with this whole move and all this foolishness. So, Polly, that they say that people eat more ice cream in the winter months than they do in the summer months. And I found that pretty interesting. Have you guys liked Nomadic Introverts trip to Norway? They have people out there. I don't know how much they charge, Brenda. I would be your organizer if I lived close. I used to do that. Lovecraft, you just so late. We done had a long conversation about that. No, unless it has contained sex, either current or past. Well, I think that sex might make it where you can't be friends. But you're going to have to go do the replay. Because we've had a long conversation about that on the front end. Yeah, I like her videos too, Paulie. There's something about her that's just a little different. I don't know if I necessarily would want to take all the trips she takes by herself, but, I like watching her on her trips. So I actually watched Anthony today, which I had not watched him in a long time. And he all teary-eyed because he's thinking about what legacy he's going to leave behind once he leaves here. I'm like, does it matter? Because once you're gone, so you won't know. Even if you leave a great legacy, you don't know if the people you left it to or the ones that's here is going to respect what you left or what you did or anything like that. So, yeah. All right, good people. Thank you. We had a small chat tonight, but thank you, Paulie, Brenda, Chris, and Sandy. Tashana, they went to take a shower. I think that was all we had here tonight. Yeah. Beverly was here earlier, but she left because she had the grandkids. I don't know what happened to Willow. She was here. She was here, and then they left. Debbie, they might be in the bushes. So, yeah, it was a small group tonight, but I always enjoy whoever decides to spend time with me. And Lovecraft, yeah, you're going to have to watch the replay, ma'am. Polly, see, I don't know why you treat me like that. I don't know why you treat me like that. And I'm just going to let you know, it's very wrong of you, okay? So, good night, everybody. And I might come on tomorrow. We will see. I might try to work some overtime. Oh, it's all in love, Polly? Yeah, okay. All right. I'm going to get you back just so you know. And it's going to be all in love for you, Polly. All in love for you. Is that like a heart? Okay. My little fat hands ain't doing the heart right. Y'all know what I mean. All right, guys. I will see you sometime this weekend. If not tomorrow, Saturday. Thank you for joining the live. Good night. Oh, Parker says good night.